Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, May 4th, 2015. My name is Cliff Backus, and I am the Chief Market Strategist for Push Button Stock Trading. This is your daily video market review. Markets tried to reverse Thursday's selling on Friday. Volume was weak. Advancers bettered decliners by about 3-2. Large caps continued to outperform small caps on a 10-day moving average basis, as the Russell 2000 has recently become a lagging index. This is a good sign for the longer-term health of the market. Typically at bull market tops, small caps outperform by a wide margin. The market's been signaling the need for a short-term correction, while the longer-term health of the bull market remains intact. The market on Friday seemed to be correcting an oversold condition. We'll have to see if today brings a little bit of follow-through or if we continue to sell off. It's been quite a while since we've seen even a mild correction in the market. Aggressive traders may want to begin nibbling back on the long side. More conservative traders, cash should be king until we see if this is a case of sell in May and go away, or if, like the past two summers, we get a nice summer rally. We'll continue to watch for industry group rotation if the market does resume the uptrend here. So let's see where the strength in the market is rotating to. What you're looking at on your screen is the HGSI, High Growth Stock Investors Warehouse of 7,000 stocks, filtered by the top 101 stocks in groups moving to the upside. We then import those 101 stocks into our Spectrum Analyzer to analyze trends in group rotation. But before we get into the Spectrum Analyzer, I want to talk a little bit about high growth stock investors. I have a friend who frequently says, if I was stranded on a desert island, what would I need? I would need MarketSmith. MarketSmith is an investment research tool for mastering stocks in the stock market. I would need highgrowthstock.com or High Growth Stock Investors, HGSI. HGSI I use on a daily basis. You can find HGSI at highgrowthstock.com. I use HGSI for crunching data, basically, and I don't think that you'll find a better data crunching software package for the price. You can get a 30-day free trial of HGSI at highgrowthstock.com, and you don't even need a credit card to do it. And the final piece of software that I would need would be freestockcharts.com. Freestockcharts.com you get at freestockcharts.com. I run the premium version, but they have a wonderful free version as well. Go to freestockcharts.com and check it out. Doesn't cost you anything, and it's a good solid package. Okay, back to our Spectrum Analyzer. What the Spectrum Analyzer does is it allows us to take a snapshot of where the strength in the market has been. And we see that on Friday, the strength in the market was in semiconductor devices, internet-based services, airlines, biotech, and consumer finance. Semiconductor devices, we've seen a lot of recently. It may be a good place to begin looking for the leadership in the next rally in the market. Internet-based services we've been seeing quite a bit of. Airlines taking advantage of the lower fuel costs. Biotech we've seen for about a year now. And finally, consumer finance. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ Composite. Friday, the NASDAQ Composite closed up 63.97 points, or 1.29%. NASDAQ closed above 5,000 at the 5,005 level. We see that the NASDAQ found support at its 50-day moving average right here and closed right at the top of its daily trading range, which leads us to believe that maybe there's going to be some follow-through on Monday. We'll see. In the meantime, NASDAQ is bracketed by support down here in the 4811 area and resistance. Let's call resistance the 5042 area for right now. I'm showing it as minor support, but that really can become resistance right now. Trading volume on Friday was below Thursday's levels. We would have preferred to have seen trading volume a little bit higher. For you followers of William O'Neill, we are in a confirmed uptrend in the market, but that uptrend is under pressure due to this cluster of distribution that we've seen over the past month. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. The S&P 500 on Friday was up 22.78 or 1.09%. We closed a little bit above the 2100 area at 2108. The S&P right now is bracketed by support down here in the 2040 area and resistance up here at 2120. We've had a lot of trouble breaking through that 2120 area. Note that the S&P 500 also seems to have found support at its 50-day moving average. Right now, the S&P is showing a market in transition on our 1 to 6 month timing model. Trading volume on Friday was below Thursday's levels. After Thursday's sell-off, we would have liked to have seen trading volume a little bit higher. Right now, the S&P is in a confirmed uptrend. We have been since January 8th. That uptrend is under pressure due to this cluster of distribution over the past month. Taking a look at our MACD histogram on the S&P 500, we see that the MACD histogram is trading below the zero line. That's a bearish signal, but it's kind of hard to see here, but the histogram is actually in an uptrend, a mini uptrend there. And so our immediate bias on the S&P 500 is neutral. I want to take a look at a few stocks today. But before we do, just a note. All of the individual stocks that we talk about in our video market reviews are from our universal watch list, which you can view in our daily spreadsheet. To qualify for the universal watch list, a stock has to have satisfied at least 72% of our stringent technical and fundamental criteria, and currently satisfy at least 62%. Out of our trading universe of over 7,000 stocks, we currently have about 70 stocks that meet our strict criteria and make our universal watch list. These are the only stocks that we review in our video daily market review, and for the most part, these are the only stocks that we use in our trading strategies. That noted, let's take a look at Skyworks Solutions. Skyworks Solutions manufactures analog to mixed signal ICS amplifiers, attenuators, detectors, diodes, couplers, mixers, and demodulators, whatever in the world those are. You find Skyworks Solution products in the Apple iPhone, among other applications. We can see that right here, Skyworks Solutions is in a first stage base with a pivot point of 102.77. Skyworks gets an 80 checklist rating, and right now we have this trend line in Skyworks Solutions. I would be inclined, if I was an aggressive investor, to buy a break of that trend line if we broke that trend line on 140% of average daily volume. More conservative traders wait for 102.77. Next we have Abiomed. Abiomed develops medical devices designed to assist or replace the pumping action of the heart. Abiomed is in a second stage base with a pivot point of 74.70. Abiomed gets a 76 checklist rating and has this trend line. Abiomed can be bought on a break above that trend line. Notice how Abiomed has come into support at its prior high. Very aggressive traders can buy it right here, setting a stop 3% below that prior high of 62.82. Next, we have CyberArk Software. CyberArk is an Israeli provider of network security software focused on protecting privileged accounts for commercial enterprise. CyberArk right now is setting up a cup and handle base. Technically, this is not a cup and handle base because the handle isn't long enough just yet. We need one more day of trading in this handle. But you see that as the cup came down the left side of the base. Volume dried up. You want to see volume pick up on the right side of the base. It did to a degree, but this is rather unimpressive. And then you want to see volume dry up in the handle. We've certainly seen volume dry up in the handle. CyberArk is in a second stage base. We have a pivot point of 68.64. We get a checklist rating of 68 on CyberArk. CyberArk can be bought on a break above 68.64 on at least 140% of average daily volume. Like I mentioned, I'm not impressed with the volume on the right side of this base, and so I would be inclined to keep a fairly tight stop on CyberArk. But I really like the company, and I wouldn't hesitate to buy it. I would just keep it on a very tight stop. Nexstar Broadcasting owns and operates 87 TV and 26 digital multicast stations in 21 states, serving 49 markets. A note about Nexstar. Average trading volume on Nexstar is only 270,000. Typically, we like to see at least 750,000 shares traded on an average daily basis. At very minimum, 500,000. The low trading volume may make Nexstar a little bit more volatile than most stocks. But Nexstar right now is trading in a first stage base. We have a pivot point of $50.45. Nexstar gets a checklist rating of 72. Nexstar tried to break out of that first stage base on Monday of last week, but failed. I would buy Nexstar on a break above that 50.45 area. If we got that breakout on at least 140% of average daily volume. Keep in mind that Nexstar may be volatile. I really like Gray Television. Gray Television is engaged in television broadcasting services in 44 markets and broadcasting 140 programming streams. The company is in a second stage base. We have a pivot point of $14.80. Gray gets a checklist rating of 80. You can see that the stock is putting in this second stage base, but we've developed a very nice trend line. And I would buy any break above that trend line on at least 140% of average daily volume. More conservative investors wait for the breakout at 1480. And the final stock that I want to take a look at is ServiceMaster Global Holdings. ServiceMaster provides residential and commercial services, including termite and pest control, home warranties, and cleaning services. The stock's in a second stage base, may be putting in a little bit of a handle here. We have a pivot point of $36.95. ServiceStar gets a 68% checklist rating. Buy ServiceStar on a move above $36.95 on at least 140% of average daily volume. That's about all I have for today. If you want to talk about any of the stocks we mentioned, talk about trading or market strategies, please feel free to give me a call or drop me an email. Or make an appointment. Come by the office, see what we're up to. If you're out of the area, we can set up a Skype session. A reminder, if you've not already done so, please take a minute to go to our subscription page and subscribe to Push Button Stock Trading. Or you can follow us on Twitter at PushButtonStock. Again, my name is Cliff Backus. That's your daily video market review. Have a safe and profitable day. Keep your stops in place, and I will see you again tomorrow. Please stay tuned for our important disclaimers. All the best. Disclaimers. Push Button Stock Trading Video Market Review is produced and edited by Clifford B. Backus. Mr. Backus is a Senior Vice President of Investments, Technical Analyst, Portfolio Manager, and Partner with the investment firm of Ohanneson Liqueurs Incorporated. Video Market Review is produced solely for the benefit of our clients, friends, and colleagues. Anything written, stolen, and/or plagiarized in this publication is done without malice. Further, the analysis and opinions expressed in this publication are strictly those of the editor and not of Ohanneson Liqueurs Incorporated, its affiliates, subsidiaries, or any of the officers or employees of Ohannes & LeCours, Inc. On that note, we submit the following. The analysis, calculations, and evaluations presented herein are based on data and assumptions Ohannes & LeCours Incorporated believes to be accurate. Ohannes & LeCours Incorporated makes no representation that such analysis or calculations are accurate, or that such valuations represent levels at which actual trades may occur. This report has been prepared from original sources, except where otherwise noted, and data we believe to be reliable. Ohannes & LeCours, Inc., its affiliates and subsidiaries, and/or their officers and employees or their families may from time to time acquire, hold, or sell a position in the securities mentioned herein. Moreover, opinions may differ from one entity to the next. If we are used in connection with the purchase or sale of any security discussed in this report, we may act as principal for our own account or as agent for both the buyer and the seller. Push-button stock trading is dedicated to the education of friends, clients, and paid subscribers. Push-button stock trading is an information service only. The information provided herein is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell stocks of any kind. Push-button stock trading is created to aid subscribers in making informed investment decisions based wholly or in part on technical analysis. It's possible that at this time or some subsequent date, the editors of Push-button stock trading may own, buy, or sell the investments presented. All investors should consult a qualified professional before making any investment. The information provided has been obtained from sources deemed to be reliable, but it is not guaranteed as to the accuracy or completeness. The editors of Push-button stock trading make every effort to provide timely information to subscribers, but cannot guarantee specific delivery times due to factors beyond our control.